Here with Battlefield Curator, we just got this XM177E2 from Palmetto State Armory. I'm gonna unbox it. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. I'm gonna go over some of the details and give you a little history and why I pick one of these up, because it's pretty pricey at around 1,200 bucks. All right, this is the box it comes in. You can see that it's got the Harrington and Richardson logo there. They actually got the rights to Harrington and Richardson, and they bought out Nodak Spud to bring you some retro AR-15s and M16s variants, all the sorts. So let's unbox this and see what we got here. Oh man, look at that. So as you can see, we've got an XM177E2. This one is gray. I also opted for one with an aluminum buttstock here, and this would have been close to original. Starting off here at the muzzle side, we do have this flash hider, which back then it was actually more of a flash suppressor. The original one would have actually lowered the decibels by just a little bit, and it actually sounded more like an AK than an AR-15. Now, because the decibel rate was lowered, in today's world, that is known as a suppressor, so this one is actually just a flash hider. Now we're looking at the barrel here, and I opted for the rifle configuration, so the pistol barrel is actually going to be correct, which is, I think, is 11.5 inches, so this one's actually like about 14.5, plus a pinned and welded flash hider on here. So not historically correct, but correct enough to where you can still enjoy it, and it looks so similar to the original. Now, one thing that people could do is actually get one and make it an SBR, but I just opted to get one that was a rifle, just keep it simple. The handguard here is close to the original, but I don't think it's exactly like the original. There's your front sight post there. You got the sling swivel and the historically correct no bayonet lug. That's right, they shaved off the bayonet lug there. There's the awesome, well-known property of US government, and then model number right there under the H&R logo. Pretty cool, but H&R did not make these. And you can get a closer look at that gray. I think it's a little off. I do have some gray M16A1s, and they are a little bit more of a, like a bluish hue, I guess, to them. But I don't know. I've never held one. I've never seen one in real life in person, so I wouldn't know how historically correct this gray would actually be. Now, when it comes down to the pistol grip here, I do have some original M16A1 pistol grips. All right, the aluminum buttstock. Pretty cool, pretty awesome. I definitely like that it is close to what the original would have been like. All right, it also comes with this little bag here. It's got your magazine. It's got a rifle lock. It's got an instruction manual for the old school style H&R Car 15s or pre-M4s, so that's pretty cool. Let's take some of these tags off and get a better look at the whole rifle itself. All right, there it is, the XM177E2. Just a little bit of an upgrade from the XM177E1, known as the Car 15. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Now, these were used during the Vietnam War, not very extensively though. Special Operations Group used them, and different other units that were non-conventional and highly trained, highly skilled specialty units use them. And it fit the bill for that kind of use because these are lightweight, smaller and shorter than your M16A1s. So you can maneuver through thick brush easier, you can get in and out of situations quicker, and you still have the same amount of firepower. You can see the charging handle here, the rear sight there, it's historically correct. You also have the teardrop shape forward assist, which is historically correct. The lower receiver looks pretty good. I mean, it looks historically accurate as far as the design goes. And there's a look at the buttstock again. You can see you have the sling mounts or different sling points here. It is a 2-position, so it either goes out all the way or it goes in all the way. Well, that's it for the video. Thanks for tuning in. That is the unboxing of the Palmetto State Armory XM177E2. It looks like a pretty good rifle overall, and I can't wait to take this to the range. Be sure to pulverize that like button and subscribe if you haven't. Also, check out the merchandise link in the description. And as always, like to say, be sure to learn history and curate history. Make it a great day.